Use phrasal verbs today. Today's phrasal verb is suss out. Suss out is a phrasal verb that is not normally used in written English, but it's often heard in spoken British English. Its meaning is to discover what someone or something is really like, or to discover things that you did not know about something before. Suss out is a separable verb, and it's intransitive. It's separable because you can place the object between the verb suss and the particle out. If the object is a pronoun, you have to place it between the verb and the particle. It's transitive because it needs an object to make sense. Notice the pronunciation of the phrasal verb suss out. There's no gap between the verb and the particle. We say suss out, suss out. Let's take a look at some examples of usage. Here's an example of a pronoun, her, separating the verb from the particle. I'd never met her before, but it only took a minute to suss her out. If we use a name rather than a pronoun, we don't have to separate the verb from the particle. I'd never met him before, but it only took a minute to suss out John. But because the verb is separable, we can place the object John between the verb and the particle. I'd never met him before, but it only took a minute to suss John out. We can use suss out with what? I knew one of the girls was up to no good. I just had to suss out what it was. And we can use suss out with which? One of the computers had a virus and I had to suss out which one it was as soon as possible. And we can use suss out with how. He's been trying to suss out how that camera works for a week now. Like all phrasal verbs, we can use it to talk about the present, the past and the future. Here are some examples talking about the present. He's sussing out who's the best player. I usually suss out which student is going to be a problem on the first day of class. Can you really suss out the problem student so quickly? And the past. He was sussing out who was the best player. He soon sussed out who was responsible for the accident. I sussed her out as soon as I saw her. It didn't take him long to suss me out. And the future? I'll soon suss out the best beaches as soon as we get settled in at the hotel. He's going to suss you out as soon as he arrives. She'll be sussing the men out by the time we get to the party. Other verbs that are similar to suss out are work out and figure out. I hope you found that video useful. You'll find a full tape script and a podcast at usephrasal verbs.com. See you again soon.